For those of you going to Canada with visitor visas and also student visas, this video right here is for you because I want to dish out new tips, new information that will help every one of you that are going with visitor visas and student visas. Because with the recent happenings in Canada, it has become very, very important for those of you who will be traveling there or already there to upgrade yourself. Sometimes I may call it upgrading your iOS. And this iOS is not really a phone, but you yourself. Because Canada has taken time to upgrade and update themselves as regards immigration-wise these past few months. So you who want to go there also need to upgrade yourself and be strategic. So that is why this content today is very, very important, as I will be sharing tips with you. Tips that people are already using there. So that when you get there, things can be more easier and cheaper, or let me say affordable for you. Because there are many of you who are going to Canada with the hope of to still go search for jobs. We all know that the temporary policy that was put in place will be ending or coming to an end in February 2025. So we have about 10 months before that temporary policy will be coming to an end. And for those who may not really understand what I mean by that temporary policy, I am talking about that temporary policy that Canada put in place that will allow visitor visa holders to come to Canada, search for jobs, attend job interviews, and if they are given that LMIA job, they can apply for a work permit and start doing that job right there in Canada. So that policy will be coming to an end next year, February. So it is very, very important for us to be aware of this. And even though we know that it has become even more difficult for visitor visa holders to get LMIA jobs, people are still going there to try their luck. There is no harm in trying, like I say, but those jobs are not that readily available the way they were before now. But people are still going there for asylum. People are going there to search for jobs. Also, there are others who are going there to go and study. Those are the ones with student permits or study permits, if you will. So in this very video, I will be sharing tips across board that will help every one of these people, whether you are there in Canada or you want to go. So welcome to my channel. My name is Nusa Comedy. If you are just coming across my face for the first time, and my fans call me the man with the remedy. So I'll be remedying some situations in this video today, because it is very, very important when we make content to let you people know the problems at a certain location. It is also very important for us to still come here and remedy them to the best of our ability. So that is why I'm here. So please subscribe to this channel if you haven't done so, and also click the notification bell on my channel so that YouTube can notify you whenever I drop a new content. So let's go into this video proper. Now, let me start with those people who will be going with visitor visa. These are tips for you. After this, I will come to those who are going there with study permits or student visa, if you will. Now, in some provinces, let me use Ontario as a case study. Usually, hotel reservations is not really cheap. But I have found a way. Instead of you booking hotel reservations for $80 a night, $70 a night, $100 a night, I will suggest you book an Airbnb. Download the app on your phone. You can make that reservation on your phone. It is cheaper. Very, very cheap. Yes, there are Airbnb right there in Canada, in many provinces, that are as low as $30 a night. Don't take my word for it. Download the Airbnb app. From that app, put in your province. Then you will see the available Airbnb accommodations in that province and the cost. Trust me, you will be surprised to find out that in some province, you will find Airbnb $30 a night. Many, the Sarah. So instead of you going to an hotel to pay $90 a night, and especially for those of you who are going there to go check whether you see work, instead of you paying $90 a night, why not just pay for Airbnb? That $90 can give you 3 nights in that same province. Yes. Usually, not everybody is aware of this thing I'm telling you. Now, here's the catch with Airbnb. In some cases, some Airbnb, the owners are there in the house. Now, let me give you a setting of how Airbnb can be. You understand? Now, right there in Canada, even here in America, but let me talk about Canada because it's almost the same thing. You will find Airbnb 3-bedroom apartment. The owners of that apartment, the people that are rented that apartment, they are there in that apartment. Those people, it may just be like a man and his girlfriend, a man and his wife, or a woman and her husband, or just one person. Now, what they do is that instead that 3-bedroom apartment where they get so, they go put 2 for rent for Airbnb. They will be occupying 1. They will put those 2 rooms on Airbnb. And in many cases, in that kind of setting, where the owner of that apartment is there, they can be friendly and also share some vital information with you. This is an extra catch. Because right here, the reason why I'm saying it, I have seen people who booked Airbnb and eventually got married to the person they rented Airbnb from. Here in the US, yes, there are many stories like that. So if from Airbnb, people have been married, people who never met each other, they never knew themselves. But because it was this kind of setting where maybe it's a lady that owns the apartment and a guy is booking for an Airbnb, that guy is single, something can just spark conversation. This is an extra catch. I am not telling you it is usually like this, but because it is something that has happened, it is still possible for it to happen. Because when you have hotel reservation, it's just you there. You may not really have that arrangement, that setting where you have to hold conversations with hotel staff. No. So this is an extra catch. I'm not telling you this is how it is. I am telling you that it is possible. That is 1. 2, please, if you are going to Canada to seek asylum, let me advise us. Before you leave your country or your countries, that story you have, please go to the IROCC website. You will see all the licensed, regulated immigration consultants in Canada. Anyone you did not find on that ROCC website, they are not registered. Or if they are registered, they have been delicensed. So go to that ROCC website. That is where you will find all the immigration consultants in Canada that are practicing. Get in touch with one. Book a session with them. Some may charge you $30 in 30 minutes, $100 in 30 minutes, $150 in 1 hour, $200 in 1 hour. Please, don't have this mentality of this money is not worth it. Don't have this mentality of I know everything. You don't know anything. Those immigration people, they have the keys to that country. All the loopholes to every immigration law, all these immigration lawyers, legal immigration consultants in Canada, they know all the loophole. That is what they went to school for. That is why they studied it, to know. That money you think you will be wasting, that money is much more important than your flight tickets. Pay that $200 or $150 you will pay for 1 hour for an immigration consultant to hear your asylum story and tell you, okay, this story is good. This story is not good. See, and in that 1 hour, that person, you have the right to ask any question, provided it's under 1 hour. It is worth it. Believe me, it is. Get in touch with them so that you can prepare yourself properly before you leave your country. And let me tell you something many of you don't still know. A guy I made a video not too long ago, some days ago. I think it was like some days ago. Then there was one comment where I said, if you are going to Canada, it is very, very important for you to have a legal representative right there in Canada. A guy now commented like, no, when you get to Canada, they usually provide asylum seekers with legal aid. That is not where my point was driving at. Ordinarily, if you say at the port of entry that you are seeking asylum in Canada, they are not supposed to deport you. From what I understand by their law or by the asylum law, they are not supposed to deport you. But we know the story. Now, let me even shock you. In the past 7 months, I have told this to many people, and trust me, they have been rescued. There were 2 guys who almost faced deportation last year in Canada. Because of what is happening here in the US, that was where I got that idea, did my research, and I found out that this thing works. I told them they were facing deportation at the port of entry. It took one call to the immigration lawyer to appear at the airport. Then they now took that case to a federal court, which is also expensive, though. But it was worth it. Because what people don't really know, they feel like it is only when you are coming from asylum, after you have already sought for asylum, they will not get to immigration lawyer. No, that is not, we are not there yet. That port of entry, things are happening there. For you to be able to have an advantage over others, I will advise, if you can raise extra money to have a legal representative there, it makes sense. I am not saying you should try it when others have not done it. I have over 4 people I have to, and they did it. And people also did it, and they reached out to me that this is what they did. It is legal. It just gives you that extra edge. You can't, okay, imagine the way things are right now. You are traveling to Canada, you are fidgeting. Hey, I pray may they not deport you. But with that extra advantage of having a legal rep there are people who are coming to this US. Before they land here, they already booked consultation with immigration lawyers. They have already how do I say it now? They've already paid for their services before they even get here. So as they land here, that immigration lawyer is on hand to make sure say they enter. So people that are arguing this, trust me, they don't know these things. It is an extra edge because some of una they use una last to who they embark on that journey. So it go make sense say if now this group of people where they use their remaining or they enter this waka, it go make sense. Find small money, make you get that small advantage. Book with them online, pay, let them know. Say, man, you will want make them represent you. In case of the KCT, you pay put. You know, they too dear, the way they look up, they dear pass each other. Find cheap one. You understand? That one for that side. Now, also, for those of you who want to start applying for what is it called? For those of you who want to start applying for student visas, please listen carefully. If you know that you have all the required documents, I will advise you. Instead of you to use one travel agent where you not trust, use immigration consultant for Canada to do the application. Because in many cases from my research, those consultants are even cheaper than some of your travel agents in your country. But you the teaching a travel agent cheaper. There are travel agents in Africa who will process visas for you. And in the process, they will make almost 3 million naira from you. Now, 3 million right now, in the current exchange rate to the Canadian dollar, that 3 million will be like maybe $3,000 or $3,300. But if you use 2,000 or even 1,500, immigration consultant in Canada, they will collect 1,500 from you to process your document, to process your student visa application for you, provided you get everything. This one gives extra edge. Because if eventually they deny you, these people can also write a letter to demand for your GCMS note to get the reason why. And they can also help you rectify it. There are too many things to gain from using legal immigration consultants or immigration lawyers in visa processing. With an immigration lawyer, they can deny you visa. After the request for your GCMS note, they can reinstate that visa and give it to you. Many of you don't know this because there are cases where people have been wrongly denied their visas. But in many cases, your travel agent will just say they deny us. Some of your travel agents don't even know that they can fight that case. Your tuition will just go. All the money you've spent for visitor visa, visa fee, traveling to go and do biometrics, everything will go. But with these immigration lawyers in Canada, once because they trust their job, once they get denied that visa, they write to IROCC, demand for GCMS note. Once that GCMS note comes back and they know that this GCMS note is an error, they write a letter. It's like a protest. No, not protest. How do they call it now? It's like complaints. They will complain to IROCC that their client was wrongly denied that student visa or visitor visa. And if IROCC go through that visa application and realize that that person was wrongly denied, there are cases where people were given that visa after they denied them. The same visa they denied them, they gave them that same visas. Yes, please, don't take my word for it. Go online, fact check me. It is very, very important. Instead of you to say, this guy don't know what he's saying, before you say that, first of all, go and verify. That was something I posted on my Facebook page today. I said the difference between Oyibo and black people is that if you tell Oyibo people here in this US, if you tell Oyibo people something they are hearing for the first time, they will go and verify to know whether you are lying. They will not call you liar on the spot. But if you tell our people, black people, something strange they have not heard before, because it is strange, they cannot comprehend, they will say you are lying. For them to fact check you, to verify whether this thing is legit. So please, let's change the way we reason. Whatever you see online, whatever anybody tell you, take time to verify, to know if that thing is true. So, me personally, I am just here to let you know that these are tips you can use. And there are some of you students who feel like you don't have a place to stay yet in Canada. You can also book for Airbnb before you get accommodation. Imagine you are paying, okay, imagine now, for instance, in Ontario, in Toronto, housing is expensive. Now, there was somebody a few months ago, he said he spent 43 days in Canada. And that 43 days was like a month and 2 weeks. He spent about $3,800 for hotel bookings, hotel reservation. Whereas the person I told to use Airbnb spent 2 months. 2 months in Canada. That is 60 days. This person spent about $3,800 for 60 days. Somebody who stayed in an hotel for 43 days, his own hotel booking was more expensive than somebody who went for Airbnb. So Airbnb is cheaper. Currently, the way it is, if you go on the app, you will see the money there. Don't take my word for it. Download the app and check. These are the tips that can help you. Trust me. Till I see you in my next video, guys. Respect. Keep winning.